Ladies and gents, welcome to the video. I'm GetGoodGuy, the guy who usually does humorous videos about BF5 now, but I still have to cover the negatives and, whenever there are, positives of this game for you guys. And this today is a video I didn't really ever imagine making. It's a strange one. It's very odd to me. It sounds kind of like good news until you dig just that little bit deeper. Although some of you may be happy to enjoy this for now, you'll see why I end up saying that. Because some remove BF5 servers, so some servers that allow some players to play on a good connection rather than a bad one, and also affecting everyone else with their bad connection, are now back for the pandemic, which is a slightly confusing thing to hear, I imagine, and I'll explain. But if you are new here, do consider hitting subscribe. I don't usually ask at the start of videos, but I might start doing that because I know it's very hard for a lot of you to get regular BF5 content now, and it's very hard for BF5 content creators to grow, so we can help each other out. I make videos very regularly, so if you want to stay up to date and enjoy them, whether it be news or entertainment, subscribe and I'll love you deeply and often. So, to the point. These South African servers, and servers from that region basically, were removed not long ago, and I made a video about it titled something like, "The new reason people are furious about Battlefield 5, you know, something like that. Because people were and are, and rightly so. DICE basically keeps removing ways for people to actually play the game they paid for the way that they want to. Whether it be on South African servers, UK servers, on permanent modes that got removed, you know, they keep removing features. Basically, with how the terms and conditions of BF5 are set up, they aren't legally obligated to continue to provide these things for us, which really sucks. And they should do regardless if you want the community to keep buying their games. But yeah, these South African servers, or servers for that region, are now back. So how is that possibly a bad thing? Well, at first it isn't, but then it really is, because they will be turned off again. That's the current plan that DICE have. And it's all a bit of a slap in the face, really, and I can't believe how BF5 continues to be run. It's like they want bad PR. So during this pandemic, South Africa and that region can have servers again, showing that those servers can still be in operation. The reason you're getting them now is likely due to a cheaper deal for DICE to host them during this pandemic. It's not all being done out of goodwill, I promise you that, because they definitely weren't removed in goodwill either. Anytime they have a community update now, I would advise you take it with a pinch of salt, because you get lied to all the time. Right now, DICE have something to gain from this, whether it be money or PR, because again, they can probably host those servers cheaper right now and get people playing again, and then when that changes, they'll just remove them again unless something drastic happens, which I hope it does, but I wouldn't expect it. And overall, this is not good PR because most people aren't stupid. It's insulting. Remember that these servers were initially removed during this pandemic. It wasn't long ago. And now they're temporarily back with a message which I'm not going to post because I don't want to vilify the community manager who's usually just communicating what he's told to, but the message gives an impression of them doing what they can for us. You know, oh, we'll provide this stuff for you while we can. We'll do our best for you. It's bollocks. It's ridiculous. Give me a break. We're tired of being lied to. So you guys in that region, please enjoy your servers while you can if you still want to play the game and support it. If you don't, I fully understand, because unless they change their plans, these servers will be stripped away again, so I wouldn't blame any of you for thinking, well, why bother? And now the excuse about most players from that region playing in Europe anyway, so they may as well have closed them, just seems even more ridiculous. Why are you even bothering to bring them back now then? How does that make any sense at all? Just let people play the game they paid for. This short-term view that DICE and or EA have is appallingly bad. Look at the long term. Provide for your community. Provide for the community that has put up this game that seems to have failed commercially and has abysmal PR, and maybe you'll be able to turn it around one day. But if you keep turning people away right now, your game might die. And also, it may well be that in general, part of the reason why the South African servers were closed and all that kind of stuff, much like the UK ones, is DICE are trying to funnel as many people into one region as possible to keep player numbers high for that matchmaking. And DICE, you wouldn't have had to do that at all if you hadn't screwed the game up so much, screwed your PR up so much, and just generally screwed your community, which you've already done by closing the South African servers. You're now doing this little bit now, bringing it back for a pandemic, and then you'll close them again, unless you cave to public pressure and keep them open, which you absolutely should do. And that's my update for you today. A little bit ragey again, but it always is when I talk about Battlefield 5 right now. The news is very rarely good. Even when it seems like good news, the underlying aspect is always kind of insulting, unfortunately. And I'm deeply hoping for positive news soon. So yeah, if you enjoyed or found the content interesting, please do like and subscribe if you're new here. It makes a massive difference. And all the links to my social media, including Patreon, can be found in the description and my pinned comment. Here is the Board of Awesome for the epic people who already already support the channel on Patreon. They're all absolute heroes and I love them all deeply and of course, often. If you want to join them on the Board of Awesome, the link to the Patreon page is in the description and my pinned comment. And with all that said, I'm GetGoodGuy and I'll see you next time. Laters. Right, on to our next aspect, other pastimes. Some of these include staring at themselves in the mirror, reciting all the songs from High School Musical back to back, bullying the kid at school who pretends to be a tractor, and of course eating as many servings of their mum's spaghetti as they can. 10 out of 10, I would totally date again.